Support for Talking Town is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Hold up, fellas. I don't think we've quite understood what I'm talking about here. We've gone years in the UK without using the right tools for the job. Long gone are the days of a razor blade in the mirror. No more shall we look like Sideshow Bob down there. Manscaped have redesigned the electric trimmer. Their engineering team have perfected the greatest ball hair trimmer ever created and have just released the new and improved Lawnmower 3.0 in the UK. Their third generation trimmer features a cutting edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents because nobody wants a bloodbath in the bathroom. Did I tell you it's got waterproof technology so you can dim those lights, get yourself in the shower and groom to your heart's content? Whatever you do, however you do it with Manscaped's Lawnmower 3.0, and don't forget, you can get 20% off and free delivery with the code TT. Manscaped.com. Make your testes their besties. Welcome back, my friends, and you are my friends, and it's not a happy full time. It's finished a result to Burton. How did it finish a win for Burton? That's what I really want to drill down to, because from what I hear, we dominated, absolutely dominated. I'm going to get a few comments. I'll bring in Coxie, bring back Vicky. I'll get both your thoughts in a second. But first of all, let's get a few comments on the screen from the audience. Got Josh Russell, nothing has changed. Defence needs sorting ASAP. Duncan Farrow, positives from the game. Some very good play. Can't get too down. Ben Moore, Burgess to come in. Josh, don't worry. I don't think the defence was to blame today, by the way, from what I hear. Jacob Farrow, defence has let us down again. Wolfenden, way up the mark. I'm getting a lot of static on your line there, Cox. Just going to mute you. Just going to try and sort that, buddy. ITFC Tweedy, I think we've all been put back in our place the last week. Not happy. Mike the Fishman, not good enough. Cookie, need to sort your team out, mate. Ryan Senior, need to sort out our defence. Stupid mistakes week in, week out. Vicky, how did you see or hear today's game?
I thought we did well. We were all over them. We were. It was bad luck that we missed the penalty and then gave away a penalty. I agree with one of those comments that the defence is poor. And Wolfie, again, second game, get in the bin.
Was it Wolfie's fault? I thought it was a penny mistake for the penalty.
No, not for the penalty, but for the first goal.
Yeah, okay. I'll take your word for it. I thought Wolfie had a good game myself. I thought the back four as a whole actually had a good game. From what I hear, I felt it was actually the fact we, again, like Tuesday night, maybe couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. I think you messaged me saying just can't get it in the net.
No, can't. But it'll come. I said before the show, nobody wants to lose. As fans, we want to win every single game. But we are not gonna. And what we've got to take away from it is that we weren't bad. You know, we were attacking. We put some lovely balls in. There were some good moves. We just lacked that final last bit.
Yeah. Coxie, can't win them all. I'd take winning one at this point.
Yeah, I think we all would at the moment. Yeah. It sounds like, first half, I think it was quite even. Second half, there's only one team in it. That was us. As they said on stuff, it was a tale of two penalties. Sort of puts my comparison between Scott Fraser and Tommy Miller because he never missed a bloody penalty. But it was a crap penalty.
I knew he was going to. I knew he'd miss because the MK Dons podcast, when we signed him, said he never misses from 12 yards. And when we won the penalty, I heard the voice in my head. He never misses from 12 yards, and I thought, "Oh fuck,
so miss."
Oh fuck, we've cursed him. Commentators cursed already. Rob Scott.
I don't think it's the commentators' curse. I blame Colin Plum in the comments before the game. He was saying, "Oh, let's all laugh at Man United fans and Derby fans. That's always a fatal thing to do before your team plays."
He'll be coming on, I'm sure, at some point.
Colin.
He'll be coming for you, Coxie. He loves a bit of the old rough and tumble. There's the goat. Rob Scott, 3 points thrown away. Hopefully that doesn't cost us. Harry Butcher, we should be setting our standards higher than in the Burton and thinking it's okay. Sergi, has Cook done anything without his assistant asking for a friend? Guys, girls, I want to hear from you. It's okay being active in the chat, but I want to hear these onions. Get them on the show. How do you see it? Are you with Cookie? Are you? Because after today, he's opening himself up for criticism, Vicky, because Scott Fraser is a number 10, best number 10 in League One for the last 2 years. But yet he still, from what I hear, can't get a game behind a fucking striker.
Yeah. But come on, don't be too hard on them. You know, look, I'm the world's worst negative person out there. And I still think that we played okay. We played really well in the second half. Like Coxie said, there was only us in it. And you can't blame Fraser for missing a penalty. Well, you can, obviously. But, you know, even the best people do it. So, look, chin up. We go again next week. It'll come good.
Harry Butcher, apparently Cook did not clap the away fans. Not sure how true that is. Rax Max, Town most important recruit is patience. Invest in that, all will be swell. Edwards unlucky not hitting the bar with a great shot. Look, my job here is to be devil's advocate. I'm hearing a lot of trust the process. What has given you that trust? Where are you getting that trust from? Not necessarily a question to you, but to you too, but more a question to the fan base. I've got to play devil's advocate. It's my job here. Where are we getting the trust in the process from? I'm interested to find that out as we go. Let's bring Cruncher in live at Burton. Cruncher, 2-1 defeat. It's a long way home. What did you make of it?
You're on, Rich.
Yeah, there'll be a delay. No, I'll come back to you, Crunch. We'll sort the line out. Matty, welcome in. Where are you after a 2-1 defeat? Where are you on that one? I've got Facebook user saying bye Paul Cook. I've got Matt Johnson. I've got Matt Johnson saying trust in the process. Complete yin and yang of the fan base. What says you, Matty?
Yeah, I mean it's disappointing. I think we have a right to be disappointed and be frustrated, but you know we all should know that it's going to be a long season in terms of gelling, in terms of getting the squad together. And at least we're competing. You know, it could have gone either way. We missed a penalty, they score a penalty. If you know, a bit of luck, if the keeper goes the other way, Fraser scores a penalty, we're all cheering, we're all saying we're going to win the league. It's just how it is. I think we have a right to be frustrated, but that's, in my opinion, I'm trying to put it in perspective of the season. Third game in, second league game, and let's get some more training sessions in and look forward to the next game.
What cost us today, in your opinion, Matty?
Well, I was listening on the radio, but from what I've heard, it's just being clinical. That's what it sounds like to me. I mean, missing a penalty, and you know the chances that we had according to the match stats just are not showing up in terms of goals. And it's the same story against Cheltenham as well. And as well as that, it sounds like defence isn't good enough. I haven't seen the penalty, how it was given away, but it sounds like Penny again. We all know that he's not the best defender in the world. He's more of an attacking fullback style player. So maybe that's an easy fix. Coulson coming in, known as a better defender. That's something that could be fixed reasonably easily. From the Morecambe game and from the Newport game as well, I think aerial duels in the defence as well have been pretty weak. Wolfenden's not been winning his duels, and it sounds like that's the same today. If we can get Edmondson in, big tall player, known as the fridge, this Burgess guy in as well, we need to start winning these headers, dominating the midfield, dominating the defence, and yeah, hopefully from there we can start to build.
Yeah, obviously quite a few players still to come in. Just again, dropping the link for people to come on the show, have your opinion heard. This is your platform to have your say, not just leave it up to us three, regardless if you're a pro cookie or if you're not, because it's a mix. T Thorpe 87, welcome back in, T Thorpe. 3 of that defence might be playing when all fit, still confident, but 10 games then we judge Cook. Mike D, Town fans are damaged from 15 years of shite. We started like a train last 2 seconds and ended up in the shit. That game today was there for the taking, though. That's what's annoying me.
But Martin, just on that point, yes, the last 2 seasons we have gone out and we've won matches and we've ended up top of the league, brilliant. But we've ended up at the mid-table. So I'd actually like it the other way around. Let's start mid-table and then work our way up. Blackpool did it last season. You know, they started terribly and they ended up getting promoted. And that's ultimately what we need to do.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. No, it's a fair point. We've got Sammy Bananas, a whole new squad, a whole squad repeating so it sinks in. But then Facebook user comes in and says, "Coxie, I'll ask you before I bring in Milk Tray. Let's accept failure, shall we? When are we allowed to start complaining again? Early days, yes, but the table for me is already taking shape at this 2 games in early stage. The owners have been great, but the jury's out on the guy picked to lead us towards promotion. Coxie, Facebook user." What do you say to that one?
Let's look at. I'm going to look at it sort of objectively. I mean, he's right in a way. If you take it on this season, it's only the 2nd game, but there is another stat. It is only 4 wins in now 20 games for Mr. Cook. I mean, but you know, there is a whole new squad. So I mean,
but when are you allowed to start complaining again?
Yeah, that is a very good. I don't know. It's up to the individual. Do we start complaining now, or do we? Yeah, I think, as you say, well, we've been patient for too long. I mean, I'm a patient guy, but even mine is running out with Ipswich Town now. But after 10 games, probably, you know, they say the league, yeah.
But the issue we're now facing, guys, and I'll bring some guys and girls in a second, is I said this last year, when we were not winning games and people kept saying, we'll give him time. It's a free hit. It's a free hit. It's a free hit. I kept saying, you won't forget this if we start poorly next season. You'll be saying, but we weren't great last year. Oh, but that's not his fault. It's the players' fault. Now suddenly, well, but now we're suddenly getting this mix sort of, well, actually, do you know what? We were shit last year. We're shit this year. Maybe, and we're starting to see a crack in the divide. You know,
all you've got to do is read the comments. There's a really 50-50 on there tonight.
It is. I haven't got to play devil's advocate because they're doing it for me. You know,
you can't judge him on last season because it's a completely different squad. Give him time. It will be fine.
Absolutely.
We have won one. We've drawn one and we've lost one. That's it. Come on, get some perspective here. Let's wait 10, 15 matches and then we can see where we're going. You can't judge it on 2.
Mate?
No, I can't see how you can judge it on 3 because the cup game's separate. And you already said, you know, there's no priorities in the cup. You can't include Tuesday night in that.
Okay, Mate?
Yeah, I completely agree. I think if we look at the stats in isolation and we had some average League One manager, then we can start to ask questions. But look at who this man is. This is a man that Paul Cook was in demand by all of the top League One clubs. He did wonders with Wigan, had them in 12th place before the financial fair play issues before they got relegated from the points deduction. This is someone that's really in demand, has a history of promotion, which we did not have with Lambert, we didn't have with Paul Hurst. So looking at the data as well as the actual man himself and his record, I think we shouldn't be worried just yet, in my personal opinion.
Well, this is it, and I do agree with that. And I'm not anti-Cook. I'm not against Cook. Not at this point. I was last year. I will be honest, because last year I felt we capitulated a little bit, despite the players being dog show. I felt we maybe weren't as bad as they portrayed. However, I'm not anti-Cook at this stage. What I'm saying is, in response to that, Matty, I guess, is Town fans have seen enough managers with pedigree come. Paul Jewell. Great. Paul, wait, you think we can laugh?
He just has to mention him, doesn't he? Every bloody show.
I said Paul Jewell. 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 I said Paul Jewell.
You've got to be having a fucking laugh.
Well, no, let's look at it. Paul Jewell, successful with Wigan. Paul Lambert, successful and managing the Premier League.
See, he did say Paul.
Successful with Shrewsbury. At some point, I'm playing devil's advocate in this role. you have to say, yes, we've had managers in the past with success, Ben Adams, but things haven't worked out. Where are you on that one? I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'm pretty much with everyone in that, yes, it's too early days. And I think what people are saying in the social, that kind of 50-50 split now, it's as much as a reflection of the last few years and it is of today. But I had this, I don't know where it's come from, and I hope I'll be looking back at this thinking, you worrying bugger, in 10 games' time. But I had this really funny chill run down my spine watching it today, thinking, we've been here before. One of the things that Paul Cook said that I really got behind him for was no matter what happens with my squad, from day one, they will run for 90 minutes. They will leave that pitch, win, lose or draw, having gone to the last second. We gave up at 78 minutes. We stopped going forward. We hung back. We huffed and puffed. 4 or 5 players out there were jogging around the pitch. That's not what Paul Cook said was going to happen. And that really worries me. Might be a small thing, might just be today, but it really worried me. The other thing worries me is that this kind of slow thing of negativity will only increase. It's an entropy thing. So I would actually argue the next game is pivotal. If we don't win the next game, a quiet murmur in the background will become a slow kind of meandering roar. Like, if he doesn't win that next game, then that's 4 wins in, 21? So then you're under a 20% winning rate. Now, very good reasons, very good documented reasons. But all the while, we're saying we need to develop the team. They need to build the relationships. We need to get that centre back in. We need to do this. We need to do that. The games are going. The points are going past us. And I do hope if we do it this year, I would think it would be something like a Blackpool, where they started off quite slowly and then they kind of built that momentum. But I'm just wondering, and I come back to the point I made the other night, how long do you give it? If it doesn't work, how long do you give the players to do it? Because all the while that this is happening, these are 3 points that we're not getting, or 1 point we're not getting. What if in 5 games' time we've only won 1 of them or 2 of them? What if in 10 games' time we've won 3 or 4 of them? What's everyone's limits and how much you're willing to give that? Now, I don't have an answer for anything I've just said. And that usually really pisses me off when people come and say these things. I don't have an alternative. I'm just thinking, I had this chill run down my spine today, and I hope it was just that.
Okay, all right. You can't. That's a fair point. We've got James Clayton. 2 games, get a grip, guys. I want all opinions on the show. Ben, you've given a great opinion there. We'll keep you there for the time being. If you disagree with Ben, myself, Matty, Coxie, Vicky, when she returns, get yourself on the show or get active in the chat and let us know why you're giving it time, why you're trusting the process. I think Cookie will be a fantastic success here. I think the team will be a really good team, but we have to deal with the here and now, and I have to play devil's advocate. I'll keep repeating that. That's my job, as I'm sure you all will appreciate. Jack Fraser, as for Fraser not in the 10, might have to do with the fact that Cook's only just got his first choice winger in. Also, he has one of his first choice back 4 playing. Facebook, I'm telling you now, nothing's going to change on that pitch. Nothing will change on that pitch, Coxie. What do you say to that one?
Yeah, so that thing's going to change on the pitch. We've got the different players in now, but good points there from Mr. Miltray. There is a chill running down the spine there. Yeah, it's sort of.
I think it's not even. I can't even justify
they did stop, Ben. And you were totally right. It did stop.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Of all the things that's happening, that's the thing that's worried me. He said, my team that I bring in will not stop running at any point this season. If we go down, we'll lose. But Christ, we're going to go for it. And we just stopped playing. And this is before the penalty. I'm thinking, why? And okay, it could be any reasons, that they're still new and all this sort of thing. But do you know what? There are other teams that are brand new that are picking up points, and I just don't want to be kind of left behind. Okay. So again, the question is not if it's good or bad; it's how long do you give it if it's bad. Okay. I hope we're looking back in 10 games and laughing. I'd love to. Mike
the fisherman.
Amen to that. Yeah.
Our owners won't accept failure. The lack of assistant had me worried from day one. Again, formation doesn't breed a lot of goals. We need to win ASAP. Crunch alive from Burton. Welcome in, Crunch. What do you make of it?
Good evening, everyone. How are we?
Yeah, how are you? You've got a long way home.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. Let us know what you think.
I'm all right. Everyone needs to calm the fuck down, don't they? Losing this shit already. We lost 2-1. It's a game of small margins, Martin. Fraser scores the penalty. We win. Or Edward's shot that goes in, it's a crossbar. We win. we make a sloppy mistake, 2 sloppy mistakes, and we lose the game. Other than that, was it that bad? I didn't think so.
No, I think that's why I'm more upset, because from what I heard, we dominated that game. Is that fair to say, Crunch?
I would say second half, we dominated, but first half they really pressed us all over the pitch. But I thought they tired as it went on, and that's what I expected at half time. Talking to some of the guys around where we were standing, we expect them to tire, but it is small margins. It was a poor penalty by Fraser, and like you sent me that message. Our MK friend said, what did he say? He doesn't. He never misses from 12 yards. And it was a poor penalty. Just run up and hit the ball. Don't do your little stuttery run. Just smash it in the back of the net, and we win the game. We win the game, Martin, if that goes in. And Matt Penny's made. It was down the other end. I didn't really see it, but mate, he's run across him and he's just clipped his heels in it, and that's football.
I don't like Penny.
That's
I said
football.
last week I don't like Penny. I still see nothing.
Yeah,
I still hear nothing.
You did.
Yeah, I think Coulson, when he's fit, comes in the side. Like I think I said that last night, but it was Burton are not a bad side. We shouldn't have lost that game. We should be taking. If we went away with a point, we probably would have still been a little bit disappointed. Then the second half, we're on top. There was only one team winning that game, Martin. It was like last Saturday against Morecambe when we equalised. There was only one team winning that game, and then we made a mistake, and we made a mistake again today. Football, whatever level you're playing at, Sunday morning, if you make mistakes, you get punished, you lose games. And that's as simple as that. Cut out the mistakes, and we'll be okay.
Trouble is, though, it's that key word, again.
Yeah, I do get that, Ben. I do get that, but I just think it is a little bit frustrating.
Do you think, being there, Crunch, do you think you kind of sucked in the atmosphere a lot more than we did? My kind of impression is that every team are going to be doing what they did, which is shithouse us, smother us, be all over us, dirty, World War I trench stuff. That's going to happen for 44 more games, and we've got to adapt to that really quick.
I think, like I said, I think it was last night, Ben, we've got a bullseye on our back now because we're a target, aren't we? We've spent the money and they're going to lift their game. It was like, I don't know how many times today, guys, they had a long throw. Fuck me. How long did he take? He went over the side. Then he's wiping the ball on his shirt. And then they're all in the box, loading it in there. And they didn't play a lot of football, Burton. But they've come away with 3 points. Jimmy will be happy. Yeah. Cookie won't be happy. And then it does ramp the pressure up a little bit now on Tuesday, doesn't it? We go to Cheltenham, another team. I don't know. How did they get on today, Martin, Cheltenham?
They lost, I believe. I'll just check. But I believe they lost. That's another team. If they've got that Ben Tozer who plays for them, he's got an absolute monster throw. So you're going to get that in this league. It's not going to be pretty football getting the ball down and playing. That's a win. There's standards and there's standards in this football club. Regardless if you've got 400 new players, you don't go to Cheltenham and get beat. Sorry.
And other teams are watching this thinking, oh, okay. Oh, so they're not just bought the league, so they're beatable. They had 2 shots on target and scored both of them, and they lost. Okay, they're mortal. That's a really worrying message to send out to the other, the Tuesday night teams that we're going to play, who we're expecting to beat. They're going to be thinking, hang on a minute.
Hang on. Look at this lad's new glasses. Look at these.
Oh, ace. Absolutely ace.
He looks like Harry Potter. He's like Harry Potter.
I bet you wish he'd taken them off for the game.
Rich, on the socials at the moment, there's a lot of debate about Joe Piggott's role in the team and how he performed today. How did you see it?
I thought he'd done all right, Martin. It's too early to judge someone. I know he's judged on these goals. He will get the goals. If you provide the chances, he didn't have any chances, really. A lot of long balls first half. He was fighting sort of on his own. I'll tell you, I did think play well when he come on. Kyle Edwards. Yeah. He looks a really good player. I wouldn't be shocked, Martin, if he starts Tuesday. Yeah. But I was talking to the boys, and it's like, I'm going to do my ratings soon. No one on that pitch for us would get a 7. And that says a lot to me. You're not winning games getting 6s and 5s. No. Nobody done enough. Dobra was lively, but he done his usual thing, Martin. He flatters to deceive a lot of times, He gets in good positions, then he does too much, loses the ball. But at least he had a go. Barry, he was okay. It was a bit of a... Vincent Young, I'll tell you about Vincent Young. Only 2 games in, doesn't look the player that I remember him from 18 months ago. Not at all.
Yes, sadly, yes, Rich.
That's what I heard.
But it is early. Look, it is early. It is early. How old's that Lewis Aikins, by the way, Martin? He seems to have been around forever.
It's the same as John Brayford.
How? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. How old's he?
Exactly.
But it hits home, guys, when they announced the crowd. And it was like 3,500. And you think, oh, fuck.
Oh, we were. I was.
You know, really?
That's
That's as many Town fans as there was Burton there.
That's what made it worse for me, though, because when I heard it was 3, and I was like, fuck me. We can't get beaten by 3 men and his dog, for fuck's sake. It's just, we're Ipswich Town Football Club. We've got to keep, I know it's a new squad, but we've got to keep them level of standard, and you mustn't drop below that standard, regardless of the turnover, because it isn't our fault as fans that turnover has happened.
Oh, no. It is where we are.
Leighton Durrant, I saw you both on the TV, Rich, after we missed the penalty. Kingy need to get Fraser and his natural camera.
Well, there's another thing. We've signed probably the league's best number 10. Today he's shoved out on the right hand side.
Yeah,
strange one for me. Especially with the injuries you got today. Yeah, Chaplin was out. Yeah, Burns were out. They brought the 2 young lads in who fresh legs. I would have thought they'd play Barry sort of wide and then Fraser in the 10, but he didn't. I don't know.
Is that why they were out today? Because of injury?
Oh, we signal for. Can you hear me?
Yeah, no, we can. Yeah. We can. I believe it was. So
that's 4 players.
I don't think you can hear me
now. 2 games in.
Yes. Well, this is it. The injuries start creeping up a little bit.
Yeah. 4, so that's 4 key players not playing because they're injured. Thought we sorted this.
Yeah, well, this is it. But then you can't fix it overnight. Let's bring back Vicky, who signal keeps going. Don't worry, Vicky. We'll keep bringing you back every time you reappear. Facebook user, I can see us losing.
Stay away from the light.
Against Cheltenham on Tuesday. Duncan, Pharaoh, Wolfie out and Dobber out. Edwards and Clements choosing to start. KBY looking like he's worried about being injured. Facebook user, round holes and square pegs again, fitting people in. Anthony Steele, get your butt to Carrot Road. You're going to miss kickoff because background music is obviously a Norwich fan. Welcome in. Of course you're here, so watching your own team because we're far more entertaining than you'll ever be. Cheltenham Tuesday night. How much of a big game is that now, Vicky?
Yeah, it's a big game, but they're all big games. What's more worrying for me is that I'm actually agreeing with Cruncher on a lot of things that he said.
It is a worry, isn't it?
It is. But yeah, it's a big game. We need to win. We need to get some points in the bag, but I'm not worried. I think people do need to calm down. It's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, is it okay though, Matty? Cheltenham on Tuesday night, you've got to keep a level of standards, haven't you?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the most important thing is the result, but it's got to be the performance as well. Even if we get a win but play badly, that would be frustrating. It'd be great to see a good, energetic bounce back from this result. They'll know that the fans will be disappointed and frustrated. They've got to come all guns blazing, solid defensive performance, solid attacking performance. They've really got to show, they've really got to back up what they've been saying in pre-season in terms of this being a new era, going for promotion, all this kind of stuff. My one worry is, however, just touching back to what we were speaking about earlier, if it does all go wrong at one stage, this squad has been built to a T by Paul Cook for Paul Cook. Yeah. So I do wonder who the heck is going to be able to take this squad. I mean, Chaplin said in an interview, the only man that would make me drop down a league is Paul Cook. You've got Lee Evans, who was his former lieutenant captain at Wigan. If it does come falling down at some stage, who's going to pick up the pieces? So that's why I'm trying to stay optimistic and believe that it is going to go well, because Paul Cook knows these players inside and out. And if it doesn't go well, then there could be some trouble in my eyes.
Absolutely. We've got Coxey, we've got Chris Boyd here. Did this team look like it was chomping at the bit to play? They all know what they have come into, a fresh project. Where is their expectation? Where's the attitude of winners? What do you make of that, Coxey?
Well, they was chomping for about 70 minutes, like Ben said, then they stopped. So, yeah, there was a bit of that there, but not for the full game. They didn't push on, but if you push on and you get, like last week, we got an equaliser in injury time. If we can then push on, then perhaps get a couple of winners in extra time, then that builds you up for the rest of the season. Then you got that mindset that, you can do that. But there was a bit, the handbrake did seem to go on. around the 80-minute mark.
Yeah, that's the most concerning thing I think of today, because of all the things that you fail and succeed in a season. He said the one thing we will always do is play to the last minute. You know, promotions, relegation avoidances are won and lost in the last minute, and it worries me that they switched off completely. I'm like, I've seen this before, and I saw it for 45 games. And I don't want to be seeing it now. If nothing else, lose the game, but go to the 90th minute. That's the thing. That just think, oh, this feels. That's as I said before. That's the chill in my spine.
Mike Baker, 10 to 12 games, then you can all start moaning. Watch the football being played. I've seen more football in the last 3 games than I've seen in the last 14 years. I agree with that, Mike, in the sense of we played some really good stuff. But at the end of the day, the win column will still say 0. And it's what we're here to see is wins. And I completely agree with you in the sense of you need to give it a bit of time. 10 games is a good margin or a good starting point. But some people thought we could do better last year. And this is now a hangover. And I did say this would happen. If you just said last year, it's irrelevant. Some people it wasn't. And I do think this maybe is a little bit of a hangover coming in with some fans. And I've never tell any fans to stop moaning or get a grip.
But you can't blame fans for that, really, isn't it? Because we've been crying out for it, and that's the thing with hope, isn't it? When you get hope, you raise your expectation levels, and that's the kind of the inverse of hope is that when you get let down, the fall is so much greater. So I think people are just like, oh God, no, not again. It's like coming out of a bad relationship, meeting someone amazing, and then you just start to see the signs of the reasons why you left the last relationship. It's like, shit, okay, seen this before. I know where this leads. I'm jumping ship. If that's a really weird analogy for a Saturday evening, but yeah,
no, it's right, and that's what I was trying to say a bit earlier in terms of the manager with the pedigree coming in, and for Ipswich Town fans, this is like Groundhog Day. You've seen the arrival of money, didn't work. You've seen the arrival of a new era, didn't work. You've seen the arrival of managers with pedigree at different points of their career, didn't work. So for Town fans, it's a lot of alarm bells and almost that sort of thinking back to past relationships and the bad signs and going, oh shit, hang on, I've been here before, or I've seen these signs before. Now, of course, it might not work out that way. Paul Cook might turn it around. I fully expect him to turn it around.
Yeah,
but you can feel maybe where some of the fan base is coming from. I do want to get some people on, if they're there, that are fully supportive of Cook, because I've seen a lot of comments in the chat. But I'd like to hear it on the show because I do like to make sure we have a balanced show. I'll bring in Colin. Maybe Colin is that person. Colin,
all right, Colin.
A defeat today. How are you seeing it at the moment?
How am I seeing it? Well, I agree with Rich. We knew there was going to be this meltdown or a certain amount of meltdown. We've just, like we said the other day, Martin, we've just got to stay calm, stay patient. It will come. It will come. Well, okay, we've had a couple of injuries today that were unexpected. When I first saw the lineup and I saw the subs, I was a little bit, oh God, Jackson's back on the bench.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Caden Jackson. Yeah, good point. Where the hell did he come from?
Exactly. But it shows really, Ben, how far at the moment with 2 or 3 injuries like we got today, how near to the bare bones we actually are. We need, like people keep saying, we need players in. Hopefully we'll get this defender in tonight or tomorrow. I agree with the chat earlier on. We certainly need another couple of midfield players, probably another defender. And we'll see where we go from there. But going on to the Cheltenham game, which fortunately I'm going to, that does actually now become not a massive game, but it becomes a game that we need to win more than anything else, not just for the 3 points, for the confidence.
Yeah,
we need confidence in that dressing room. I think we're lacking just a little bit of confidence. With wins, that will come.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's a fair point.
Yeah.
We've got a few comments coming here. Lee Anderson, injury should be our only concern at this point. Nigel Price, I think Cookie will do it, but he doesn't have any credit in the bank from last season. Nathan Sykes, Cruncher speaking sense. Tom Phipps, Wig in the air. Why is Fraser on the wing? Lacking confidence, says Colin. Vicky, how are you seeing it?
I didn't hear that. What was it?
Lacking confidence. That's a vital ingredient we're missing at the moment. Do you think the team are lacking a bit of confidence?
That's confidence in the team, not in your internet.
They're doing some work on the maths round here. That's why. Sorry.
Fair enough. It's fine. It's fine.
Leeds fans again, are they? Pulled it down.
They got beat, didn't they?
Yeah. I do think there'll be a lack of confidence. Of course there will. Confidence is built on wins, and we haven't won anything yet. But we will. We absolutely will. And this Facebook user that keeps popping up with all the negativity, ask him or her, who would they rather have managing us? Because who's out there? If you're talking already about getting rid of Cook, which I think is absolutely ridiculous, who else is out there?
Well, this is it. And I don't think anyone on the show here today
Probably the Cowleys.
Well, they're at Portsmouth. They're not coming over. But you're right. And we've played 2 games of the fucking season. I mean, we're not sitting rock bottom. I mean, I don't think. I'll quickly caveat. But we've not played poorly. We've dominated from what I hear. We've played okay. It's just been lacking those vital areas. And there's people still to be added to the squad. Joe Dickerson, 44 games to go. We still have more players join the squad. We are playing better now than we have in the last 90 games. Results will soon follow. Stuart Isaacs, 2 games in. Some fans want reality check. Remember Bobby Robson's first game. Saw fans wanted him out. Why do fans have no patience? We will be good once defenders come in. Basically, we haven't done anything from good starts. Rob Scott, do you feel like having such a tough preseason with no wins versus league clubs has affected our confidence into the season?
If you look at those teams, even at this early stage, of the ones who are at the top, so you got people saying, who is our competition going to be come business end of the season? Your Wickhams, your Sunderlands, your Portsmouths. They've won both of their games. They're doing kind of what's expected. And although we are playing catch up to develop our squad and that confidence, which is quite correctly what Colin said about getting that win, getting that momentum, all that time ticks away. And those 3 points against these guys, maybe a cheeky draw on Tuesday, it all adds up at the end of the season. And maybe I just want to go faster than what we probably can even go. I don't know, but I think I just think we just need that first win. And I think Tuesday, there seems to be a bit of balance and pulling back with the comments I'm seeing. Is I'm not happy, but I'm not throwing the baby out with the bathwater. But Tuesday will be very different if we don't win. This will be a very different show afterwards if we don't win.
Yeah. Again, I think it's because fans have seen too many false dawns, Colin.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Martin, going back to the game on Tuesday, it'll be very interesting, with myself going to see it firsthand. It'll be very interesting to see what people's mindsets, first and foremost, and what have you, are like on Tuesday. I'm sure it'll be up, obviously, from the first minute. I'm sure the town fans will be out singing Cheltenham, just like they were today. But I'll tell you what, I've got to totally agree with Rich about what he was saying about, and I heard it for myself on Radio Suffolk, when they announced the attendance, which I would think was 3,700 and something.
Yeah.
1,700 of that crowd were town fans. So in other words, probably 45% of the crowd were our lot. I mean, that's bordering on ridiculous. And also, I'd like to go on from there. Burton away today, which we've lost now. We all know that. Cheltenham away on Tuesday night. Now, I'm not going to be disrespectful. I'd never be disrespectful to other football clubs. But my God, what are we doing when we I mean, I'm thinking the same myself, like today, listening to it on the radio. After about whatever it was, 65, 68 minutes, I'm starting to think to myself with about 22 to go or something like that, you know, a point's not a bad result. A point is a bad result against Burton, Colin. A point at Cheltenham is a bad result, Colin. No points at Burton's even worse, Colin.
Yeah, you tell
We've
Colin.
got to start. We've got to stop smiling. Let me finish. We've got to stop smiling about losing to Burton, drawing to Burton, losing to Cheltenham, drawing at Cheltenham. We've got to stop smiling. We've got to start thinking wins, and grit it out and win these games. Because I'll tell you what, it's starting to sicken me, the fact that we accept kind of 1 point at Lincoln. That mentality, Martin, my dearest friend, has got to stop. And it's got to stop in the dressing room. That's what I mean about confidence. Confidence is built on win, WWW. I've got Sky on, and I've just seen Liverpool's last 6 or 7 results at Norwich. It was WWWD, I think, WW, and out of about 6 of those wins, 4 of them, I think they scored 4 or 5 times. That's a winning mentality. And that in Division 1, the 3rd division of the old Football League, is what we've got to start developing into those good players that we have got. We've got to start developing a winning mentality into those players.
www.you'recorrect.com.
Well, Coxie, this is what Facebook just says as well. I don't think a home win at Morecambe and an away win at Burton is expecting too much. We've signed better caliber players. You've heard that. You've heard that comment. What do you say back to that, Coxie?
No, I totally agree with Colin. If we are going, to accept, I say, be smiling and happy with, a point that we could have got at Burton, we didn't. We lost today. Then that's still not good enough. This goes back to, come on, we are the team who gave our team a standing ovation the day they went down from the Championship against Birmingham.
True.
It stems from there. I'm not saying we should have been throwing bottles on the pitch, but if you accept this, this is what we get.
Chris Boyd.
Can I just say, Martin, can I just say, my best friend, there's somebody on the chat just put, can we get Colin in the dress? Can we get, and Coxie and everybody else, can we get Colin in the changing room pre-game? I'll tell you what, if you want me in, sorry, Mr. Cook, if you want me beside you on Tuesday night, I'll be there. If you want me beside you Tuesday night in the dressing room, I'm with you. 100%. And I'll tell you what, he couldn't say anything more motivating to those 11 players who are going to start that game on Tuesday than I could. I'll tell you what, I'd have them buzzing at 7:40. I'd have them buzzing for that game.
He's speaking one tone of voice as well, so they can understand you.
And you might even get a lift from Berry, unlike the coach at the moment, Colin. You never know. I'll bring Vicky back in as we close up the show. Don't forget you can support us on Ko-Fi. Vicky, I'll ask you all the same question. 1 word to describe today. Vicky, go first. 1 word to describe today, please, Vicky.
Not 1 word, but just keep the faith.
Keep the faith. Love it. As always, appreciate you, Vicky. Thanks ever so much. That hokey-cokey internet of hers. She's in, she's out. She takes it all about. Colin, 1 word to describe today.
Disappointing.
Love you as always, Colin. Thanks ever so much. Ben, 1 word.
Familiar.
Yeah, that is the worry. I think that's where a lot of fans are coming from. That feeling there. Matty, thanks, Ben. Matty, what are you saying?
Frustrating for me.
In what regards?
I mean, all the optimism, all the hope, and I'm trying to stay positive, but it's a difficult one to take, especially after Morecambe and the cup defeat. But I'm still trying to stay positive. I agree with keep the faith as well, but fundamentally frustrating. Okay, we've got this. Thank you, Matty, as always. Appreciate it. Got Leighton Durrant, Coxie, disjointed. Chris Boyd, disappointed. Lee Anderson, injuries. Dennis Edwards, disappointing. Duncan Ferry, my God, give over. So sad to hear. Get a grip, hold of yourselves. Ipswich. Ollie New White, fuck Ipswich, come on, you Brewers.
welcome in, Ollie. While you're here, do drop a subscription and head to our Ko-Fi and donate to the best.
Thanks for tuning in, Ollie. Much appreciated.
Absolutely. Every little helps. Player Sport UK merging. I think he was gelling a little bit. John Warren, 2 fucking league games. Tom Phipps, Wolfenden out. We need the Zelen Downs back, says the fisherman. And Kingy, bounce back ability. Oh, Ian Dowie. Coxie, what about yourself?
Well, I think Leando's actually took me. That's what I was going to say. Injuries are the big question mark.
Injuries, yeah, absolutely.
You might have to bring back the the ambulance segment tomorrow. I don't know. We're not being told the truth, are we?
Well, this is it. But apparently, John Common has confirmed after the game at Accrington that they have accepted a bid from Ipswich for Cameron Burgess. So that is a player that we would be expecting to be on his way. Normally, these days in football, when bids are accepted, it's almost a formality that the player arrives. Mike Baker, love all these Keyboard Town fans get to a game. Well, I don't know. I was at the game last week. Coxie, you were at the game last week.
Yes, sir.
So was Colin. So was Vicky. We all were. I don't know, Mike. I don't know. I agree with that. I don't. I think people are. I think they're entitled to their opinion, but also a standard. And I think Colin sort of Coxie nailed it best, where he was. Yes, we're a new side. We're an emerging side, but we must also have our standards set. Burton, no matter what's going on, isn't good enough.
No, it isn't. I mean, yeah, Jimmy Floyd has done a great job of, they were almost relegated last year, and he turned it all around, and they were, as you said, top form. They should have been top 6, if not top 2, on their form second half of the season. So,
absolutely,
a crowd of 3,000, half of them are us. We come
Again,
away with it.
Stuart Isaacs, who's moaning? Like, I think the people on the show today have aired valid gripes with what's been going on, and if you disagree, that's fine. But either put a valid comment through, or, as I always say, click that link on this show. I will make sure you have your say, and it's fair, and it's just. Nathan Sykes, when was the last time we kicked the ball on an individual level like that with so much quality? Just give them time and don't knock them into the ground before they begin. Tom Phipps, I can't go to the game. I lose 2 for 0, but I pay for every match. Rax Max. I love that name, Rax Max, by the way. It makes me laugh every time I'm inside. Not all can afford to go to games, whether home or away. Get off your moral boat. Adrak, I'm afraid you're starting to sound like the massive joke. Owls, and look what happened to them over the years. Fair point. John Warren, people are entitled to their opinion, but some make out they're more qualified than Cook. Tom Phipps, I try to go to away games. This is an interesting couple of weeks, Coxie, with Cheltenham coming up.
Absolutely.
A win is what this team needs. It's going to put the doubters at bay and settle a few nerves. And I think fans are just nervous. They've seen an horizon and a new era before. That's the way I see it.
We just mean that even if we shit out a win on Tuesday, we just need that, don't we?
Absolutely.
Just to get that first W on the board.
Absolutely. I think Cook will be a success here. I think this team will go far.
Yeah.
It's just a work in progress, as they say. Anyway, you can support us on our Ko-Fi links. Every little helps. If you like what we do, even if you don't like what we do, help us to keep growing and keep delivering the best fan-led content, because it is the fan-led content. You've heard from all manner of fans on the show this afternoon. Young, old, male, female. This has been Ipswich Town Fans production. I don't know what I'm signing off like this for. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm off to watch the Chicago Bears and avoid Twitter. But with love, with care, we'll see you tomorrow for Talking Town with Cruncher, Matt, and myself, 1:30. And of course, all of you are welcome with the live link. Coxie, I appreciate you as always.
Adios.
We'll speak to you soon.
We're on a journey, looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but feels like we're learning to be better without what's been holding us back now.